Hi, everyone. And here we are, our second week of faith formation. And it's good to be back. It feels good to be back. Um, I was with my grandchildren this weekend. It was kind of unplanned, it just kind of happened. And I was planning to do the lesson on Monday, as I usually do. But my son and daughter-in-law called and said, "Could you come stay over with them on Saturday night? Because we need to go to a wedding." And I just, even though they're a little older, we'd like some. I said, "Sure." The only thing I said to them is that I am scheduled to do a communion prayer service at the senior facility that my parish serves. So they said, "That's okay. Take them with you. Take the kids with you." So I was planning to do that. And I had said to the children that I teach, the twins, Justin and Sage, I said, "How about if we do the lesson on Sunday so that I don't have to come back on Monday?" And they were fine with that. So we would do that later in the afternoon. I had to take them. I did take them, and they were, they got up early and they said they'd go. They were fine. And I was happy because the last time we did this, I did do this once before with them and their parents. Part of it was to fill these confirmation hours of service. And that's fine. But this was not. This was just them going because they were going. So we went and they were fine, like as I said. And they're so much more comfortable now being in this situation because they had already done it once before. So it's an actual service, and it's the kids did the readings. They handed out. I type up the readings for the residents, and they handed those out. They handed out the bulletins. They did, it was great. So they really participated. And of course, the residents are thrilled to see them, these young children or the older children. They're younger, obviously, and they were talking to them. And one of the gentlemen there, I would assume that he may have had a stroke because he's a lot of speech impediments, but he's there. He knows what he's talking about. Talking to my oldest grandson, who's 17, about football and who was playing that day in college football. And so it was really nice to see that happening. And as I said, the kids were very comfortable with it. And I was really happy to be able to take them, and they got to see it not because they had to be there for hours, because this is how we're going to be celebrating today. We're going to be together, and no one, you should experience this. So we did it, and it was just so nice. Like I said, it was very comfortable. Everybody thanks them for coming, and it's just a very positive experience. And then I took them out to brunch after. Now, unbeknownst to them, but this brunch was going to turn into a theological reflection. I mean, how do you do service without talking about it theologically? So we did. And, how did it make you feel? How was it to be with people? What do you feel bringing Christ to people who otherwise can't receive Christ because they're in a facility, a nursing facility? Where did you find Christ today? Did you see Christ in them? Did you see Christ in yourself? And just listening to their responses, it was a very rich conversation, and their thinking. And the oldest one, Tommy, who's 17, he said, "Grandma, I could do this every week." And I was really happy to hear that. My point of telling you this is to tell you that whenever you do good things, and this is one of my ministries that I do, and I hold it dear, share it, bring the children with you. How else are they going to learn what it means to be good, what it means to be Christian, what it means to be a disciple, unless someone shows them? And certainly their parents can do that. But when a grandparent does it too, it just, I think, takes on a very special meaning. And it's something I know they will not forget. When my children were little, my husband would take them outside and shovel the snow. And we had a next door neighbor who was a widow, and they always had to do her driveway as well. They decided to do her driveway as well. So they remember that. And I'm always for it, even if you're doing it, like, say, outside of church. Say you're doing serving in a soup kitchen or whatever other kind of service you may do. Take them with you. Let them see. Uh, and not only just collect cans of food, but take them to see the people they're serving. Let them meet them, to know there are other people in this world who are not as fortunate as us, but we are here to help them. And that remains with them for a long, long time. I know if I speak to my own children today and they talk about the times of service that they joined us, yeah, together, they're very memorable. And I think it helps shape them being who they are as adults. So again, I offer you that. I think it's good. And it doesn't have to be anything spectacular. It doesn't have to, it could just be something small. It could be bringing a meal to someone in your neighborhood, whatever it is. Let them learn these things and see you do it. And that's always a good example for them. And you know what? They're going to like it. They're going to like it. I said to my son and daughter-in-law, it's so interesting when I took them Sunday, I said it brings out the best in them as people. I don't know what happens. I don't know the dynamic, but all of a sudden they're holding doors for people without being told, smiling at people and asking them, how are you? I didn't have to say a word. They just kind of sensed it. And that's the kind of people you want them to be as now and as they continue to develop. So that was it. And I invite you to do the same thing. And if you do, let me know how it goes. I think you would find, or if you already do something, let me know. I think it's good for us to share um, different things and how we minister to God's people. So that was the first lesson, the lesson that happens outside the lesson. And then we did have our lesson, and we were back to another parable. This back into the vineyard again, this time with the two sons, the sons of the landowner. So similar stories that we had the week before. The landowner with what seemed to be an unfair wage story. We talked about it again this time of this week with the two sons. And then they're getting it. And the parables are so important. And we discussed parables, and parable is a word they need to know. What does it mean? I teach an adult group as well, and they're like, trying to figure out the parables now and just trying to tell them these are the stories that Jesus gave us and told us so that we might understand the principle even more. So that was our lesson. And it wasn't as fancy as we usually do because there was a lot going on in one day. And I felt I really wanted to emphasize what happened, but of course, always emphasizing the gospel for next week so that they're ready. And then I will see them next week as well. So that's it for this week. I hope you have a good week. I hope now that autumn has arrived, that you're feeling warm, no matter where you are. Here in the East Coast, it's been very rainy, but it's fall. So again, have a blessed week, and we'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.